I remember to mute the other screen here.
You're live. You're live.
We're live, baby. Let's do it, huh? That's a little behind the scenes action there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling. My name is Ray, one half of the Nashville Flippers. Dustin will actually not be joining us today. He just got done playing a golf tournament and he is wore out. So Dustin is actually really good at golf, and it's it is what it is. But I have the honor to having our special guest today, Victoria with Adventures with Victoria. Victoria, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm really good.
It's the end of the week. I know here in Nashville it's a little rainy. It's been hot and humid. So I
Yes.
can completely understand that. So
It's
guys,
so hot here.
I'm super excited about this interview slash
Me too.
episode. Victoria and I have been friends for a long time. What would we say? Maybe like going on
Almost
3 years?
I was gonna say almost two, I thought.
Two? Okay. Okay. I can't remember.
It's been two or three. I think two. Almost,
Okay.
or maybe it is. You know what? I think it has been 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
because this
two
is
years.
August. Yeah, yeah.
2 years. And it's awesome. Victoria is one of the I want to say, like, you've been subscribed to our YouTube channel, like one of the first 100, to be
A
honest with you.
long
A
time.
long time. A long
And
time.
you the same. The same with
Hmm.
me. You've been subscribed. It was the first 100. I don't know remember what number what was, but yeah, it
Hmm.
was
So
it was
Victoria's a friend of everything that we do, so we definitely wanted to have her on because she's doing some really exciting things on YouTube. She's taken the, I would say, the knowledge that you've learned from reselling, and then just kind of like flipped everything on its head, Victoria, on how you sell stuff now. It's like mind-boggling how, like, with we were talking a little bit before we went live, like what you're doing and stuff, which is really smart to be able to save money and not have to worry about fees from all the different platforms. But
yeah.
real quick, Victoria, if you just want to introduce yourself and just give us a quick little intro on kind of like how you got into reselling, what made you want to do it, and then just the overall emergence of your YouTube channel, Adventures with Victoria, because at first you were just hanging out, and
Yeah.
then you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Let's do this thing." And you've
Yeah.
grown your YouTube channel tremendously, and I'm just curious on how that all came about.
Well, like Ray said, I'm Victoria. I have the channel Adventures with Victoria. And I've had my channel for, well, I think I I think I actually created the actual channel. I mean, I had a channel, but I didn't call it Adventures with Victoria. But
Hmm.
I created. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been going on 2 years that I've had the channel. Um, and then how I got into reselling, I don't really remember. I've always wanted my own business. I've always enjoyed, like Pampered Chef or Mary Kay or stuff like
Hmm.
that. It's
Hmm.
hard to sell that stuff. It's really
Yeah.
hard because the markup is so high. Not a lot of people can afford it, or not a lot of people want that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was going around YouTube one day. This was a couple years ago. I had a full-time job, and I think I found Reese Resells, I think is who I found. And I started watching him, and he got me all hyped up and excited, all those videos he does. And I thought, well, I'm gonna do that. And so I started finding other people, and that's when I found Christina and Martin, which is where we met on their
Hmm.
from their channel.
Shout out to Christina and Martin.
Yes. And so that's that group of people, you and that group of people. I was trying to see if anybody else in the chat was from that group of people. Chris, Cajun Reseller, they're the ones that kind of got me on the YouTube. And then that's how I kind of started. I connected with other people selling, and I started my, selling. And I actually started off on Poshmark,
I
and I
remember
sold
that. Yeah.
everything on Poshmark. And then I went away from Poshmark and I went everything over onto eBay. And now I have, like, I don't know, 12 or 16 items on eBay, and I'm trying to get it built up because I kind of pulled everything off of eBay when I started doing auctions.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm trying to get it built up, and then I've got like 6 things on Poshmark. So that process is taking me a long time. But I just got 1,000-piece item inventory in. So I got to get my
Oh,
butt working because everything downstairs is covered with inventory boxes. And my husband is like, okay, we got to get these gone.
yeah. Where are you getting all your inventory? This 1,000-piece box. Like, where are you getting this stuff?
I get my stuff from Wholesale Ninjas.
Okay. Yeah.
It's and I do a lot of HBA, and I did order a 200-piece box of general merchandise for my auctions to do on my auctions. So yeah, I get my stuff from Wholesale Ninja because they have such a
Yeah.
great price.
Yeah. Wholesale Ninjas, bulk.com, liquidation.com. Like, all those stores are really good to get inventory from. You just got to make sure you know what you're buying, because it can get pretty
Yeah.
messy. But
Yeah.
before we get moving, Victoria, I just want to say hi to some people in the chat, because they're over here showing me love, showing us love, because we're trying to reach that 4,000 watch hour monetization. So I want to give a huge shout out to Nana Tink Treasures. She has been grinding, trying to get us to that 4,000 watch hours. We greatly appreciate it. So we have some other people in the chat. We have Wiki Pix, which I actually met him on TikTok. He's another Tennessee boy. And
Cool.
we have Larry, the OG Larry. I love me some
Hello,
Larry. And we have is it Perini?
Pearlnini.
What is it?
Pearlnini.
Pearl Nini, like the
Yeah.
necklace.
Pearlnini. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So Pearl, good to see you. And we have Meg Sells, which, Victoria, I don't know if you've caught our interview with Meg Sells on here, but it's awesome. Meg just goes and finds things on the curb and resells them. So
Cool.
she's really cool. She's one of her friends on TikTok, and it's fantastic. She's awesome. So that's a great interview. So guys, make sure you check that out. Meg Sells, the interview that we did on here with her. Victoria, and anybody in the chat that has any questions for Victoria, make sure you put in the chat, and we'll try to answer those to the best of our abilities. So Victoria, you mentioned that you sell the platforms that you sell on. You wanted to sell on, you had everything on Poshmark, and then you transitioned to eBay, and now you're putting stuff back on Poshmark. Did I remember that correctly?
Yes. Yeah.
So give us overall all the platforms that you currently sell on.
Right now, Poshmark and eBay are the only platforms. I'm going to be getting back into Amazon, but I have to reapply because it's been so long. I used to sell on Amazon, and then I stopped, had everything sent back to me when it was free to mail your stuff back to yourself, had all that stuff sent back to me. But I sold used books. And oh my gosh, if you've ever sold used books and that is a job. You are up and down, on your knees, on your feet, on your knees, on your feet all the time, because you're scanning all those books. It's just a job because it's heavy, and the boxes you're putting together, and it's a lot of work. So I got out of that, got more into eBay side of it once I got out of that. And but I'm going to start getting back into that, but I'm not going to do books. I'm not going to sell books this time. I'm going to see what other things I'm ungated in. And then that's the 3 platforms that I'm going to be selling on. But and then I sell on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel. And then me and Nana Tink Treasures do a weekly auction. It's Monday on my channel, Tuesdays on her channel. So that's what we do.
And we'll definitely get into that, because that's one of the things that I kind of touch base on, is how does that even work? Because I didn't even know this existed until you started doing it, and then I'm still a little confused on how you even do it, how that whole process even works. But real quick, so you want to get back to into Amazon. So I've never sold anything on Amazon. So tell me, like you said, you started with used books because that's one of the things that you're ungated in when you first start on Amazon. And if for the people that don't know, Amazon puts restrictions on you as a new
Mhm.
seller for certain things that you can sell and not sell. Of course, the people that have been, doing the, selling the longest on that platform are ungated into big things like Nike and I don't know, video games and stuff like that.
Legos, stuff like
Legos,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So used books is kind of one of the the first things that you can sell. But tell me that process, Victoria, was it profitable? Like, is that something that people would want to get into? I'm curious for just myself, being very selfish because I've thought about selling on Amazon and I know that I'm going to be gated in some things. So I'm trying to wrap my head around
I
the
think
things that I have to go through.
and this is only my thoughts, but I think if you have an interest in Amazon, everybody that has an interest should try it at least once. Just don't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, because there is so much to learn as far as their ranking system. I mean, you
Mhm.
might buy something and it might have, 100,000 rank and you're thinking, "Oh, that's a good rank." It might be, but it might not be, because every single item has its own. I mean, a million rank might be a really good rank, in something like used books. And I'm just giving an
Mm.
example. I'm not saying that it is. This is just an example off the top of my head. But a million rank in like Twinkies, if you can sell them, I don't know. I haven't tried. But if you could sell them, that might be a horrible rank. Maybe 200 is a better rank for Twinkies. So until you know what the rank is, and how fast something is going to sell, when you're starting out on Amazon, I would start out very minimally in used books. Like, don't go hog wild like I did. I mean, I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books sent in. I would just buy like a couple of items at one time, send that in if you're able to, after you've learned the platform and how to use it, and then see if it sells. If it takes 6 months to sell, you don't want to have to pay fees for that to sit on Amazon's shelf for 6 months. So that wouldn't be a good seller. But if it takes like a week to sell, oh, go back and get a couple more of those, and
Mm.
send those in. So, I mean, I think everybody that wants to sell on Amazon should at least try it, get your feet wet, see if it's even something that you want to do. Because I
Okay.
mean, your work is going to be right up front, and then after you've sent it in, then you can just kind of relax until you got to get some more stuff and send it in. So, yeah, I think it's easier, number one, because you only have to mail one box to one place, or well, usually they split up your orders and you send them like maybe 2 or 3 different Amazon warehouses wherever they need the inventory, but you only have to mail it once, and then they mail out to the customers. You
Mhm.
don't have 100 items in your inventory and you sell 100 items and have to mail it out to 100 different customers.
Mhm.
That's where you're going to have a big amount of work as an eBay seller. In Amazon, the big amount of work is going to be getting it ready to send in. Did that
Gotcha.
even answer your question? I felt like I
Yeah,
went
no,
right around it.
it did because like you're talking about, and I know this, and for the people that don't know this, there's two ways to sell on Amazon: fulfilled by Amazon and then fulfilled by merchant,
Yeah.
FBA and FBM, I guess.
Yeah. Mhm.
So what you're saying is that when you want to sell on Amazon, you send it into the Amazon warehouse, and then you pay a fee for them storing your item, your
Right.
item.
And it's you don't pay the fee, like it's not a separate fee. It's all included in your price. Like Amazon keeps a lot of the money, but it's because you're paying all of that individual that price that you're paying. Like, say it sells for $20, and say Amazon keeps $15 and you make $5 on the item. They're keeping that $15 because they're paying for the storage, they're paying for the shipping to the customer. They're paying all the plus your fees that you have to pay to Amazon. And again, that's only an example. It might
Yeah.
not be that drastic. I'm just giving you a drastic example.
Do the
So
fees change depending on how long it's sat at the warehouse?
there are fees for, I think they charge them to you once or twice a year. I can't remember right now.
Okay.
I mean, it's been over a year since I've sold on there. But there are fees. It's called long-term fees that they will charge you, but they don't charge it to you every single month. At
Okay.
least they didn't used to. They didn't used to.
But it's a fee that it gets. It doesn't get. Does it get taken out of the item when it sells, or
The long-term fees, I don't know because I never paid any of them. I
okay?
never stuck around enough to, I don't remember paying any of them.
Yeah.
And usually what they'll do is they'll take it out of like whatever money you have available within the account, like
Mhm.
how eBay does now. They take your shipping out. If you have the available shipping, they'll take the shipping out of what you have available. That's how they do it at Amazon too. They'll take those fees out and then and then give you the rest of it that's left over. But the reason that I say go with FBA, which is send it into Amazon, is because when you go into Amazon and you have that buy box, like it's called a buy box. It's not, there's no wording on the box, but it's like purchase here or buy here or whatever.
Uh-huh.
When you're buying something for yourself, you just
Yeah.
click that and you purchase it. Well, did you know there might be 30 other people behind the scenes that
Yeah.
have listed on there and they might have it cheaper. They may
Yeah.
have it cheaper than that buy box, but that buy box is shared among everybody and they're only shared for fulfilled by Amazon, not fulfilled by merch.
Oh,
So that's why
okay.
you want to send it in. You'll have a better chance of selling it.
Nice. That's good info. I know that we can definitely get deep in the weeds of Amazon selling, and I need to get somebody on here that really knows what they're doing with that.
You really
So
do.
yeah.
You need to have
So
someone that knows the ins and outs, and you need to have someone that's been on it over the past year because I'm sure there's changes that I don't even know yet. So
yeah, for sure. So we just want to say hi to some people that jumped on in the chat. Simply Dana, she says hello. Good to see you, Simply Dana. And guys, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, and if you want to come see our gorgeous faces like Victoria and I, come over to YouTube and watch it so you can see the greatness here.
get over to
So
YouTube, guys.
come over. And subscribe. And then Nana Treasure has an awesome point here. She says, share the live out and help us out here. So I really do appreciate that. And let's see. Larry says that I might be able to send you some links to some YouTubers that watch might help you. Yeah, that would be great. I would love to have them on here. And we have one of the best people in the world, Jennifer Hayes. She's such like, I see her moderator on like everyone's YouTube channel, and she's always dropping links and always, working hard. So I appreciate you coming on, Jennifer. I need to do that here, and I don't know how to put people moderators on here yet. So it is what it is. I'll figure it out later. So Joni's on here. So I appreciate you, Joni. Thank you for coming in. She is also one of the awesome people that we come in contact with. So actually one of the people that I actually know in person. So shout out to Joni. So Victoria, this brings us to our next segment on the show. Some of the people's favorite segment on the show called Overrated, Underrated, where I give you 10 different subjects and you tell me in your opinion if they're overrated or underrated. 5 being reselling related, 5 not being reselling related. So that is super excited. But before we get into that, Victoria, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Popping Off Toys. If you guys are in need of anything Funko Pop related, Funko or Popping Off Toys is the place to be. They have everything from pre-orders to all the Christmas toys that you may want. And guys, we just had Wes, the owner of Popping Off Toys, on our podcast last week. So if you guys want to check that out, go over and watch it. But real quick, guys, a bolo that we talked about for resellers, Funko has something new called Funko Soda. Victoria, do you know what this is?
I've never heard of it.
So it's not actually a drink, but they have these soda pop cans that you can buy with figures in them. And sometimes, like Funko Pops, you have a regular figure, and then you have something called a chase version, which is like a variant of the toy. In this case, this Rudolph that we're looking at here, he's fuzzy, and the regular one is, just regular plastic.
Yeah.
But these sell out immediately from his store, and he says he can't even get them in stock. So the reselling value on these they're astronomical, and they're in a period to where they're so new that in 10 years you want the first like Funko sodas. Like if you had the first Funko Pops that originally came out, they're worth a lot of money. That's the stage of where these Funko sodas are at right now.
Interesting. Huh.
Mhm.
Have to
So
check that out.
be on the lookout for Funko sodas. And if you guys want to purchase anything from Poppin' Off Toys, make sure you use the code Nashville Flippers and you'll get 10% off. It's going to be great. And then they also are guaranteed, anything from their store is guaranteed to come mint to your door, because it's important that the collectors have their mint condition box. That's one of the things that people look for, that from Funko Pops, that the boxes have to be perfect, because that
Mm-hmm.
has to do with the value of what
Yeah,
they're worth. So, all right. So, Victoria, are you ready for overrated, underrated?
I am. I hope nobody gets mad at me.
Oh, I like it. I'm already liking this. So, overrated, underrated. The first topic, Victoria, Poshmark.
I think it's underrated, of course, because I
Oh, okay.
sell on it.
Okay. Tell us why.
Oh, I have to tell you why.
Oh, yes,
Because I
ma'am. Yeah,
sell
you
on
got to
it.
explain it. You got to explain it.
Because I don't think that, okay, everybody's always like, oh, they don't want to, share.
Mhm.
Shares aren't that important. I mean, they are, but it's not. Sharing your own closet during a party is more important than sharing other people's closets, and friending people, and following, people and all that. I mean, that's interesting, but or not interesting. That's I just read Larry's comment. He said interesting. Thank you. That is important, I guess, when you're first starting out, especially if you want to be a posh ambassador. But I I have a friend, her name is Susie, and she told me that if your description, not your title, has what it is, the color, the size, those are the important things. Those are what people are going to be typing in to get listings to come up on what they want. So as long as those are there, you don't just say red shirt, you know?
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
that's
I
why
mean,
I think
that goes for anything, you know?
yeah. But that's why I think it's underrated, because it's not as hard, you know, to sell on Poshmark as you'd might think, but
Okay.
you have to have a lot listed. I mean, you can't, like
Okay.
me, I only have 6 items listed. 6 items, I'm only going to interest 6 people, and it's going to be a few and far between 6 people eventually.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you had 100 or 200 items listed, it's like anything else. The more you list, the more you'll sell. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's
Nice.
definitely underrated.
Okay, great. I know for me, I've always steered clear of it, because the whole thought of, like, I keep hearing, make sure you share your story or whatever. That just sounds like a lot of work, and I don't really understand it. And it's kind of I mean, I'm a man, and it's just kind of like a girly platform overall. But I mean,
Oh, there's a
I got to
ton
look
of men
into it.
on there.
Yeah.
There's a ton of men on there.
I got to look into it for sure. Okay, next one, Victoria. Overrated, underrated in your opinion? Pesto pasta.
I would say overrated. And
Okay.
because I'm not a huge pasta person, I
Me
think
neither.
if you had said
Amen.
any type of pasta, I would have said overrated. You don't
You
like
know,
it
like,
either?
one of the things that I hate spaghetti. Despise it. I just don't think it tastes like anything. It's just noodles with red sauce. There's no flavor. You know what I mean? It's just like, it all tastes the same. They're like, try this spaghetti. It just tastes like spaghetti. It doesn't, like, I don't know. And maybe it's just because I'm not going to like a fancy Italian restaurant. I don't have like an old Italian grandmother that makes it. You know what I mean? So
You
maybe if
need to spice it up,
yeah, I need
the
somebody.
sauce.
If you guys know of any, if you got like a grandmother that makes really good spaghetti, send it to me. I'll pay for the shipping.
Okay, spaghetti? No, don't use spaghetti when you're making spaghetti. Use angel hair pasta. It's so much better.
Okay.
Angel hair, because it's thin little pieces of pasta. I don't know what it is. It just tastes better, and you have to season the sauce. But like I said, we go very few and far between having spaghetti. We don't have it very often.
And then people have it like every other day. So
Not me,
that's like
not
like
this
like
people.
yeah. So Larry says overrated pasta. And let me know, guys, everybody in the chat, what you think about this. And Nana says, obviously, I've never had good spaghetti. Uh, I completely agree. And I'm very, like, I am like, I am a foodie at heart, so I want to have good food. So Cooper State Treasures just came on. Good to see you.
Oh, Lisa. That's
Mhm.
Lisa.
Let's
We do
see.
a
Oh, here we go.
trivia.
Here we go. I remind me, how do you say her name again, Victoria?
Perlini.
Perlini. I'm Italian. My grandmother made the best. I've never had the same since she passed. I understand the sauce out. There really isn't that. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Hopefully you find that recipe somewhere tucked away in a book or something. So next thing, Victoria, overrated, underrated flea markets.
Oh my gosh. I have to pick one. I would say.
What would be your other choice?
No.
Properly rated?
I don't know. Okay. At one time I would say underrated, but now, like when I was younger, I loved to go to flea markets. It was like this big, huge yard sale. But now these days it's so commercialized. I'm going to say overrated
Okay.
because of the commercialization. And I think that there probably are like people that still go there and take their yard sale items with them and, get booths or tables and stuff. But I haven't been to a flea market in probably 10 years. It's been so
Really?
long.
Oh, girl, you got to go. You got to go to the grimy ones. Like the ones like off of the side of the interstate that they put up, like here in Tennessee at least. You go down 65 South and you see those flea markets, like those small towns that, those are the ones you got to go to. But we have a big one by the state fair that they do in Nashville, and that one's overrated because you have all the hipster kids and all the people that have money trying to buy things for they know
Oh,
what
yeah.
so
Overpriced.
exactly, everything's overpriced. So we have the amazing Jesse. It just came on. Good to see you, Jesse.
Hello,
And
Jesse.
Lisa says you're looking great.
Aw,
You're
thank
looking great.
you.
It's
Thank
that
you.
lipstick that you just put on, guys. That's
It's
what
the
it is.
lipstick.
It's the lipstick for sure. So Nana says that flea markets are overrated, but Marie says that they're underrated.
Hey,
And then
Marie.
Pearl Nini says, I love the flea markets. Larry says they're overrated, and Wiki says that they're not good at all by his
Good.
parts. So it is what it is. So next thing, Victoria, overrated, underrated, The Simpsons.
Overrated.
Overrated.
I know. Okay, and everybody's gonna hate me for this, but I never really watched it. I never really cared for it. It was
Okay.
just it was childish, I guess.
I mean, it is a cartoon show.
Oh yeah, but it was for adults, really.
It's true. It's true.
But I don't know. I think it was overrated. It wasn't as funny as everybody else. I mean, maybe my sense of humor is just not what everybody else's is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but overrated.
Overrated, she says. All right. Next one up, Victoria. Overrated, underrated. Getting reselling advice from YouTube.
Oh, I think that's underrated actually.
Okay.
Because it depends on which channel you go on, of course, but you're watching other people's experiences. And if they had a bad experience, you could kind of tweak it to yourself. So, and then there's a lot of really good YouTube channels out there that teach you what they're doing and how to do it the right way, if they're making money off of it. And, there's a lot of us out there that are doing it full time as their only like their partner doesn't. My partner works. I mean, my husband works, but like some people out there, that's all they're doing. That's their livelihood. Well, they're excelling at it. So listen to what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you too, because I know, and I've come across this a lot, especially on TikTok. I see people, for instance, I came across a video of someone looking through plushies, and they say, "Hey, you can I made $10,000 a month just selling plushies on eBay. If you want to know how to do it, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon for $30 a month, and I tell you." So
that's overrated.
Well, exactly. So that's my point. That's my point, because the reason why I think YouTube is underrated is because you can get all that information that they're providing for you as paid for free. You just got to know where to watch it, who to watch that information, because it's out there. You just got to do the work.
Yeah, don't pay. I mean, unless you're in a hurry and you don't have the time to do the work, then I can understand you buying a system, but don't pay somebody when you can get all. I mean, we all give our information for free. Why go and pay somebody?
Yeah. But even then, like you said before, you're learning from these people's experiences of them failing, the reason why they failed, and then this, giving that information out. And that's really more valuable than someone teaching you,
That
sometimes,
is.
you
That
know?
is.
So, Cooper State says, just sub to the channel. Thank you so much. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure, the Nashville Flippers. So, next one up, Victoria, overrated, underrated, James Bond movies.
Ooh, I would have to say underrated.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're overrated because every James Bond movie I've seen, and I haven't seen them all. I'm not a huge fan, but they are all so stinking good. And man, do they have a really good person doing the James Bond.
Daniel Craig. Victoria's a fan of Daniel Craig.
Yes.
This new movie that's coming out in November, that's going to be his last movie.
Really?
So they're going to get a new James Bond. They haven't decided who, but Daniel Craig has been my favorite James Bond. Next, and number 2 would be Sean Connery, just
I was
because.
going to say one of my favorite because I really like Sean Connery too. But man, there's going to be a lot of sobbing women in that movie. I was going to say, and men, really, and men.
Oh, for sure. Nana says, "Oh yes, James Bond. Oh yeah," she says. So next one up, Victoria, overrated, underrated, and this hits home close to home for you. YouTube auctions.
I would say underrated because I do them, and actually, I really enjoy doing the YouTube auctions. I think it's important to enjoy the person that you're working with. If you're doing the auction with somebody else, like me and Nana, we work so well together. We really enjoy each other's company. And you kind of start having a following of friends / people that buy from you. What do you call those people? Patrons? No.
Or
customers.
Yeah.
And you kind of get to know what they like. So from the selling standpoint, I think it's underrated. Now, it could be overrated as far as there's so many of them out there right now, at least in the group that I hang out with. So, yeah.
And Jesse says, what are YouTube auctions? Jesse, we're actually going to touch base on that here in a little bit. So stay tuned, my friend, because your boy's very curious too on how they all work. So I am very, Larry says they're underrated. Of course, Nana's going to say they're underrated because she is the other half. Do you have like a name that you guys call each other?
Nana and Victoria?
Just like a auction duo or whatever, some cool name like the Bash Brothers or something like that.
No, not really. At one point we were doing 4 auctions a week, Monday through Thursday.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that got to be a lot. So we cut it down and then we cut it down again. Now we're just doing them Monday and Tuesday. But no, we never really had a name, did we, Nana? We just kind of put what I do on Mondays on my link is I just put auction with Nana and Victoria. She put something else, but yeah, no really name.
I like how you asked her by like looking off to the side, like she's sitting right next to you. You're like, what is it? What do you think, Nana? Like she's sitting right next to you.
I was looking at her at the
comment.
The comments.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, Victoria, overrated, underrated, pumpkin spice lattes.
Overrated,
she says. Okay. Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, I love coffee, and I do like the occasional pumpkin spice, but not everything. I mean, I don't have to have pumpkin spice toilet paper, Not everything should be pumpkin spice.
Agreed. Agreed. I like a good pumpkin spice latte, but like you said, they've marketed the fire out of it.
They have. So. They really have.
So, okay, next one up. Overrated, underrated. Excuse me, Etsy.
Etsy. I don't know a whole lot about Etsy. I've sold on it once when
Okay.
I was doing decorated cookies a long time ago. Um, I would say it's probably underrated
Okay.
because I don't I mean, I don't want to say it's overrated because I don't really know a whole lot about it. I know a lot of people sell on it, and I
Hmm.
know that it started off as like crafts or baked goods or stuff like that. But now I've heard that it has expanded into so much more. So I would say underrated just because I don't want to say overrated because I don't know that it's overrated yet.
Okay. Yeah. I know that Etsy actually just got done purchasing Depop.
Ooh.
So they're trying to get that Gen Z reselling crowd. So they spent a lot of money on there. So they got the money to burn. So I think they're making moves.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
there there's still potential there.
Yes, there's still potential there for sure. So last one up here, Victoria. This will conclude our overrated, underrated college football.
College football,
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
say it's overrated
Overrated, she said.
because
Blasphemy.
I'm not a huge football fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now the players, and those little,
Victoria, this is a G-rated show
what?
for
That's G-rated. That's G-rated. I said tight little, and I didn't say anything else.
wild. You wild. What is your sport of choice?
Oh, I don't really have a sport of choice. I mean, my kids were in hockey, they were in baseball or whatever that's called with the bat. Yeah, baseball. But I don't really have a sport. I'm more into art like movies and singing and concerts and stuff like that. I was
Okay.
never big into sports.
Who's your favorite artist, singing artist?
Oh man, you're gonna make me pick a favorite?
Or give me like what comes to your mind, like top three. Like, are you more like a Chris Stapleton girl, or are you more like Ariana Grande, or do you lean more towards like
I like country music.
I love country music.
I
People
I do
don't know that
too.
about me, but I love country music.
I listen to country music a lot, but I couldn't really give you an idea of who. I would say like Reba McEntire, probably the
Okay,
older ones,
the
not really
older,
the newer
like George Strait and
yeah, Reba McEntire, George Strait, Clint
Garth Brooks,
Eastwood, Garth Brooks, yeah, all them. The
the OGs, the originals.
yeah,
Yeah,
giving away our age, Ray.
I
Would you
love it.
do
Hey,
that?
that Garth Brooks is bigger than ever. Anything that he touches, it turns into gold.
Yeah, and
You know,
it's amazing how he's still so dadgum popular.
Mhm. He owns a home the next town over from where we're at. He owns
Wow.
a big farm.
I'd go drive by looking
Yeah.
at
Well, I
it.
don't think you can't even. It's I think it's like from the gate. It might. I think it's like 3 miles from the gate. It's like
Dang.
a big property. So
That's when you
yeah,
need one of those little drone things to,
yeah, 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 yeah. I used to when I was younger, we used to go to this convenience store because I live in the home where Johnny Cash has his house. So we used
uh-huh.
to see him in there all the time, just buying
Wow,
like
really?
little Debbie cakes and stuff like that.
Did you ever get to talk to him?
Just like, hey, just like because he was old. He was old.
Yeah, but that's so funny that you say that because I was just talking to Todd today. We went out to lunch and I said, I can't remember. We were talking about, oh, there's two bands that were going to do a comeback concert. Kiss? No, was it Kiss? It was two bands. It was going to be tonight, I thought.
Hmm.
Anyway, and they're old now. They're like in their 70s. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, wow, wouldn't it be neat if your neighbor was an old band member that they don't really look like themselves in real life, like what they did then. You didn't know
Oh,
it.
yeah, exactly.
It
I
would
mean,
be
you see him,
so
he's like
cool.
this old, crusty man just walking around. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't know what he looked like.
If we knew the stories of all the people that,
Oh,
like, if I could have a superpower and I could know the story, like where their life has been, that would be fascinating and
fascinating.
sad and happy all at the same time.
There's a documentary I think it's on Netflix. Don't quote me on that, but it's about Garth Brooks's life.
Oh, really?
It's really good. It's super long. I think it's two parts, but he goes over everything, his father, like
Oh, wow.
everything, to a point to where I don't know if you remember this period of his career to where he had that alter ego Chris Gaines. Do you
I
remember
don't
that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, I gotta pull up a picture. Like he had a like a new like he put out an album and it was Garth Brooks, but it wasn't. It was like pop, but he went by Chris Gaines instead of Garth Brooks. Yeah, I don't know. It was wild. So he goes over that also and what he was thinking about it, and it's wild. So check this out. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's a picture of him?
yeah, that's him.
Wow. That doesn't even look like
Yeah,
him.
Chris Gaines. It wasn't, he didn't go by Garth Brooks. He went by Chris Gaines. It was Garth Brooks, singing and all that. And he
Huh.
put out an album because it didn't fit his genre of country music. So he wanted to do a pop album. So he went with Chris Gaines.
Wow. And did he say if it was
Oh,
was it
it
a hit?
flopped. It flopped because it
Oh,
was
did
just
it?
weird. Everyone was like, what are you doing?
That is very strange. Very strange.
So if you didn't know, see, Joni says somehow that CD is popular again. So
That's amazing. Wow. I never knew
Mhm.
that. Hmm.
Landshark says, who is the guest?
Craig!
Yeah. See, Nana says, interesting. I never knew that. So
Me either, Nana.
there you go. There you go. It's weird. It's like a whole different like alternate universe, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things to where I'm sure it was like him just trying to be more like arts related or
He
something
wanted a
like that.
different genre or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Stick with what you know.
Exactly. Joni says, I just picked up 2 promo CDs from Chris Gaines in the spring. So those might be bolo items because they're rare. I know cassettes and VHS tapes and stuff like that is coming back too. So the traveling picker just came on. So good to see you, traveling picker. So
Nice.
guys, that
Thanks.
concludes overrated, underrated. Appreciate Victoria for answering those questions for us. Yeah, right. I'm trying to. I don't want to do Chris Gaines again. How do I remove? Okay, here we go. So let's talk about. It's hot, Victoria. I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is right now in your parts, but when you're warm and sweaty, you got to make sure you stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, Victoria. And to do that, we have our sponsor, the coldest water bottle, sponsoring us today on This Week in Reselling. If you want to go to thecoldestwaterbottle.com, you can order anything from water bottles, can coolers, things for your pets, coffee, coolers, and ice packs. And if you use the code Nashville Flippers, I believe that's the code. Let me double check because I get these confused. Let's see. And it's down in the description below, guys. So if you use the code Flippers, you'll get 10% off. And these are great. I would venture to say, Victoria, because I've actually done this test. This doesn't melt your ice. Your ice lasts longer in these than they do Yeti cups.
Really? That's
Yes,
what I have
ma'am.
here. Did you know that? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I
So
have. Yeah.
these are insulated and they come in all
Wow.
different arrays of colors. They even have like gallon ones.
I may have to get me one. I've actually
Mhm.
heard of those before and I looked into them. I didn't buy it at that time, but I may have to use your code and go get
Use
one.
the code Flippers and you'll get 10% off. So cool beans. So Victoria, you on your channel, you have a variety of different shows, different things that you sell. You use YouTube like I've never seen it before on how to sell your stuff. Could you tell us a little bit about the different shows that you have
Yeah.
and the videos that you post up there? Your new video that we were talking about earlier on what would you call it? Like a claim sale or
I call it just a buy it now sale. Yeah. So we'll go into that particular thing because that's something I just started. This will be the 4th week. This coming week will be the fourth video that I put out. And I'm actually going to start putting out 2 videos a week on that. But so that's why I used to be known as Adventures in Reselling. That's what I had. That's
Oh.
my name at first. But then when my YouTube was, it was like I have a morning show, and it was just a bunch of different things. I thought, you know what? It's Adventures with Victoria. It's not just about reselling. It's about so much more. My
Mhm.
YouTube channel, at least.
Yeah.
So it's mainly about reselling, but it's so much. I mean, I'm known for the morning show. I've been doing the morning show over. It's been almost 18 months now,
I can't
and
catch your morning show. I'm sorry. It's
it's
really
so
early. And I'm just
freaking
like,
early.
oh, Victoria already had her show. And I'm like getting ready for work, you know?
It's 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So that's like 5:30 a.m. for Pacific, and you count the rest, the
Yeah.
other two. So, but every morning, Monday through Friday, I do a morning show from 7:30 to 8:30. And that has been, I will never give that up willingly. That has been the best way. And we talk about everything. It's not, I mean, sometimes we talk about reselling, sometimes we talk about everything. And it's hilarious, and everybody makes me laugh, and I always get behind in the comments because they go so dadgum fast.
Hmm.
They have this thing going where they try and do comments like, this is the way
Oh,
to keep, you know
just to mess with you.
just trying to mess with me, trying not to get me caught up. So I do that. That's the main thing that I'm known for with my channel. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, I do Mondays on my channel, Tuesdays on Nana's. We have our auction at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. On Wednesdays, I haven't done it in about a month, but we're going to be getting back into it. I do a show that's called Good News, the Good News Show with Robin, because she shed on her channel. Now these are all the shows that I am
Yeah. Hey,
involved
that's, yeah, you do a lot. God bless
in.
your husband because I'm sure.
That's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 7. Larry will let me know if I'm wrong. He knows my show schedule better than I do.
Let's go, Larry.
Thursdays, I do a show with Nana on her channel, and we call it Match It Our Way. It's a game show. It's hilarious. You
Oh,
guys,
okay.
it is so much fun. And that's on Thursday nights. Fridays, I do a show with Lisa, Copper State Treasures, and we switch back and forth between my channel and her channel. This week it'll be on her channel, and it's called Friday Night Spotlight. And we bring people on in here, like with us, like it would be
Hmm.
me and you. We'd bring somebody on, and they'd have 5 or 10 minutes to tell us about their channel, their YouTube channel or eBay store or whatever it is they want to promote. And it's about promoting other channels and
Oh,
and stores and stuff. So you need to come on
yeah.
this
So it's
Friday.
not just like one person, you have like everyone coming on.
Yeah, we open it up. We give you the background link to get in, and we open it up for until we have like this week we went over like almost 20 minutes, but it's because I didn't cut the channel. I didn't take the link out in time. So we got everybody in, but we went over a little bit. So we keep that link open, and then we'll tell you, we have 3 more people in the back room waiting. We're going to go ahead and close the link because we've only got 20 more minutes or whatever.
Mhm.
So yeah. So as long as we have room in the back room, anybody can come on.
Oh,
Anybody.
that's fun.
Yeah. So
Have you ever had any incidents?
any
Just like
incidents?
yeah, just like people being mean or
Oh,
rude or just like
no, not knock on. Where's wood? Where's wood? Knock on wood. No. Hopefully we won't. But I mean, we don't let them in until they have the picture. If we don't see the person, and a lot of
Mhm.
times we know the people. So,
Okay.
but those are all the shows on my channel, and then the shows that I'm in other people's channels um toward, for the week. So that's what I do on my channel. Yes, we definitely need to get you and Dustin on Match It Our Way.
So what is
So
that? That's
it's
the
kind
game
of like,
show?
yes, that's our game show. It's Thursday nights. It's always on Nana's channel.
Okay.
And it's kind of like oh, what's that that show where you have 2 contestants, they ask a question, and there's a panel of celebrities up in the panel, and they ask a question, like, for example, here's an example game show question. um
Like Family
Name
Feud?
something in a bakery a baker might call his wife. So if that's your question, you would answer it, you'd write it down on a piece of paper, And then we'd ask you to name it. So what would name something a baker might call his wife?
A whisk? His whisk? I don't know. I don't know.
That's good. I was thinking like his honey bun or his little donut,
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Like,
but I
what would
like it.
something the baker would call his wife? I'm thinking like, what object does he like call his wife?
But
You know what I
see,
mean?
that was funny, and that's it's a funny show. And then we
Okay.
asked all the panel of guests that we have on there, and we take anybody can come on as a guest. We try and get like at least 4 people, and we ask them. And if anybody else had said whisk, you would get a point, and it would be you against
Oh,
Ray, and you would see who got the most points. So
okay.
yeah,
Nice. Ooh, that's fun. That sounds like fun.
yeah, it is.
So,
It's hilarious.
yeah, that sounds awesome. So,
And
Victoria, so tell us a little bit about a little more about your Buy It Now show on there.
yes,
And I know those are pre-recorded videos, and I
yes.
know that we have an example up on the screen, so you can kind of walk us through what this is.
So what this is, and you probably can't hear this, but basically at the very beginning, I'm telling people what it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can you hear it?
You
So
hear it a
I'm
little
telling
bit,
them,
but you know,
okay, I'm telling them how to do it. And then
okay.
what I do, and this is just my way of doing it, I make this in Canva and I put the pictures here of what it is I'm selling. I give everything an item number. If it's clothing, I tell what size it is and how much. So this is item number 301. Can you see me when I go down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you go to item number 301 and it says right here, item 301, reply here if you want this item. And nobody wanted this last week, but they would have said, me or I want this item or like here, this item number 308, she said, one please, Victoria. And then I just reply to let her know that she has it. If it's like here, I got some stuff that's not clothing, like an Uno game, then I tell how many I have available. And then after this is done, I give them a cutoff time, which this was cutoff was 11:59 Eastern on Friday. And I just tell them, then I will send them an invoice after it's all done. So that's the third video I've done, this particular one on my channel. And I'm going to start doing this 2 videos a week. And I'm going to do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm thinking Tuesdays will be $2 Tuesday. So everything I show will be $2. And then Thursdays will be some other, like a variety of different prices and different items.
That's nice. So, for the people that are listening to the audio version of this, so Victoria is showing the her YouTube video, and then during the video, she's showing little clips of what she's selling with the item number and the price, and then down in the comments, people are claiming it, and then is it for the highest bidder? Is it a highest
Right?
bidder thing?
No, it's buy it now. So it's first come, first serve. And these are the instructions. I put these on there. So if they don't, oh, I forgot to put the thing. But anyway, this is where the contact form should go. I forgot to put it in there. But if they've never bought from me before, they click this form and they go and fill it out. It's the same form that me and Nana use to do our invoices.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the item they want, they have to go to the comment section, reply to my comment that has the item number, first come, first serve. I will heart your comment and I will reply, and just to have fun.
Okay.
So that's the information. It's buy it now. It's not auction based. It's just buy it now. Whoever wants it. If I only have one available, like some of these items, most of the clothing, I only had one available. So if somebody bought that, it was gone. Nobody else could buy it.
Okay. So walk me through this, Victoria. So I'm going on your YouTube channel. I find this video. I want to buy item number 302 for $3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you send me an invoice to my email address, or where does it go? Or do I click the link?
You're going to fill out our form, which here, let me show you our form. Let me share my screen. I'll show you the form. Oh, I can't show it without taking that one off. So this is, everybody has to fill out this form. And this is the form that me and Nana use for our auctions on Mondays and Tuesdays. And they have to give us their PayPal address, because we've used PayPal to invoice, their name, address, city, state, zip, and their YouTube name, so we know, who it was that purchased. So, and then this information is, well, crap. Sorry about that. Yeah. This information is shared with, or not shared, but this information is where I would get the information that I would send their, what do you call it? Their invoices to.
Okay. PayPal. I think you're doing it through PayPal, so there's protection. They're not doing friends and family, so there'll be a fee that will also come out of that.
Right. And I do not, I charge shipping on top of it. And I'll tell them that in the video that this does not include shipping. Shipping is on top of it, but that I don't make any money off of shipping. Whatever Pirate Ship or Shippo charges is what the people pay. So.
Okay. Nice. That's a really creative way to get some inventory
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's smart. Not my idea. Somebody else on YouTube was doing it. And I just made it mine, doing it with the pictures instead of actually holding stuff up, because I think you can see the stuff better with the pictures than you can if I'm holding something up.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's awesome. Neater.
So guys, if you're looking for a different way to sell, let's say you have stuff that's just been in your death pile and you just want to liquidate it, that would be a good idea to do it. And then another good idea to get rid of some of your stuff is auctions on YouTube. So explain to us how that works, Victoria.
Okay, so me and Nana use that form for new people that come in the auctions. And what they do is we will take turns. We each show 3 items. So like say I've got this phone is the next item I'm going to, put up for bid. And, we're going to start this bid at $5. And then in the description, people will say 5 or then I'll say, okay, we've got $5. Do we see 6? And until the bidding is ended, and then we start calling it, going once, going twice, okay, sold to Nana for 5 or 6 or whatever dollars. We will also do buy it nows. Like, okay, I've got these 10-pack of hand warmers. I'm going to sell them for $5. First person to put $5 in the chat gets them.
Wow.
And then the first person to put $5 will get them. And then what we do is we will write down who bought them, what their YouTube name was, who bought them, and how much. And I actually keep a file on my computer that has its own page for each week. And that way, when I go do my taxes, all I have to do is print that page off, and I know how much I've paid for the item. I know how much the item cost me, how much I sold it for. The only thing it doesn't have on there is shipping, because shipping isn't included. So I'm not paying for shipping anyway. The person is paying for shipping.
Yeah.
And then that's how we do that. And we do it for a couple of hours. And that's how we do our auctions, me and Nana. We just go back and forth.
And do you usually get rid of everything? Like everything, let's say, for instance, that pack of hot hands, you have $5 and nobody wants it for $5. Do you make it cheaper?
Sometimes I'll bring it back and make it cheaper. Sometimes if I've showed it, a dozen times, I might look up how much they cost at Walmart or Target, and I'll say, this normally costs $10 at Walmart. You can have it today for $5. I've got it for $5. If they don't want it, maybe I'll bring it back the next week and say, okay, I had these last week for $5. I'm getting rid of them this week. Does anybody want them? First $3 in the chat will get them. So sometimes I'll do that. You're not going to sell everything that you bring to the auction. It's never happened for me. I don't think it's ever happened for Nana, but we sell enough, to keep doing it every week. So,
okay. Nice. And would you say that that's pretty beneficial, pretty profitable for you to be doing, spending this much time on it?
Yes, because, okay, the way I look at it, I could have, say I show 60 items. say I show 60 items in a 2-day time span. How long would it take me to put 60 items on eBay?
Got that right.
So I'm spending 4 hours live, and I'm spending a couple of hours not live to show you 60 items that maybe I'll sell 30 or maybe I'll sell 40 or 50 of them. And a lot of items, I have more than one. Like I have 4 of these. So when I show these tomorrow night, 4 different people can buy them, you know? So it's not like, yeah, this is one item, but I might have 4 of it. So maybe I'll sell, you know what I'm saying? I'll sell more than just one.
That's interesting. I might have to try that because I come across like so many cell phone cases, like dirt cheap. And I know it's not worth like selling on eBay, but if it's like a new OtterBox cell phone case for $10, which is way cheaper than you would buy it on the store, you know, someone might want to, you know, buy it. But that's a really smart way to get your inventory out and sold. What is the most expensive thing that you've ever sold off of your auctions?
Oh, I don't know. See, me and Nana, we do our auctions a little bit different as far as like we try and sell things for cheaper than what you're going to get it anywhere else. We start out really low. You know, like our clothing. Nana will start her clothing out at like $1 sometimes, you know, on auction. So, and like those clothing the clothing that you saw me on that one thing, $2. I mean, $2 for a pretty nice outfit or shirt is not a bad deal. So I really couldn't, I mean, I don't buy like really expensive things in order to sell them on there.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're not going to get rich on auctions, not the way we do it, but you will make sales the way we do it. As long as you just have to remember that you have to buy stuff really cheap.
Gotcha. That's smart.
Don't buy cheap stuff. Just buy stuff that's cheaper
cheap.
as far as price that you can get it for.
That's smart. Do you ever have anybody that just flakes? Like say they, you know, bought something and they're like, I didn't want it anymore.
Yeah, I have had, usually the people that we know don't do that. Sometimes I hold some stuff for people, but I know ahead of time that I'm going to hold it for them. But I have had a couple of people that have only been in our auction once. They filled out the form. I've sent them an invoice and they never paid. I might wait, you know, I send them 2 reminders. And if they don't pay by that 3rd reminder, I tell them, you know, in that 3rd reminder, I say, if you don't pay for this by a certain, you know, whatever time and day, this stuff is going back into my auction to be resold. And that's what I do.
That's smart.
So
that's smart. Nana says I have sold a, what is that?
Ephemera lot for nearly 100. Yes, she did.
What is ephemera?
Ephemera is like old postcards, old notes, it's like 100-year. Well, no, not 100. It's like, I was going to say 100 years or older, but it's not 100 years or older. It's like old letters from wartime, or it's just old paperwork.
So that's called ephemera?
Ephemera. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so
Nana
like,
has a ton of ephemera.
Old paper. Joni knew what it was right off the bat.
Old paper. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because I remember Cajun selling a lot of ephemera, like old letters and stuff like that.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So okay. I think it was him, or I can't, maybe somebody else. I can't remember. But yeah, that's good. Selling
Duncan sold ephemera.
Duncan, that's who it was.
That's his main thing is ephemera. Yeah, that's basically all he sells.
So how do you find this stuff? Like like flea markets, estate sales?
You can find it anywhere. You can find it, like Nana found a bunch of it in old houses, like house cleanouts. I found postcards on eBay. You can find old letters on eBay.
Who's buying this stuff? Why does anybody want it?
There is history nuts out there. There's people that love this kind of stuff.
Huh. Okay. So let's say like right now, I'll write a letter, say, today I got to interview my good friend Victoria. You know, she is awesome and has really good content on YouTube. And then just give it, like pass it along generation to generation to generation. You know, and then it's like, oh, this is worth something because the Nashville Flippers talked about interviewing Victoria on
It doesn't matter what the subject is in the letter you write. Any of your letters now, any of those bills that you've gotten in, and I'm just using this as an example, in 50 years and 100 years, they're going to be ephemera because people are like, oh my gosh, did you see? This is from 2021. I mean, it'll be,
So weird.
yeah. One day, everything we touch right now, all the paper is going to be ephemera.
That's
One day,
crazy.
this package will be ephemera. It's old writing. It's going to be an old package.
Like advertising. That's what Joni says here. Postcards, photos, advertisements, posters, letters, and notes. Yeah, I love old advertisements.
And she said, don't forget checks. Yep.
Oh, okay. I bet checks with like famous people are worth some money.
Anything with famous people are worth money.
Yeah.
I mean, think about any letters that Thomas Jefferson would have wrote. If you got a hold of one of those babies, you got a hold of cash. I mean, any famous thing that somebody wrote would be, I would think that it would be popular. Unless their popularity went down because of current events or whatever.
Yeah.
So
they got canceled for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, that's new to me. See, this is one of the reasons why I love doing stuff like this, Victoria. Having people on, because to be honest, it's kind of selfish because I just want to learn from people that, have been doing it. Different things, doing different things that I usually do, So
it's not selfish because you're helping other people at the same time. And this content is now going to be stored on your channel, and anybody can access it that wants to learn, about all this stuff.
I may go back and watch this and write it each thing for ephemera reasons. Transcribe it.
Give it to your great grandkids.
Exactly. So Victoria, last question that we have, and thank you so much for coming on a Sunday evening. I know that sometimes that time frame can be a little hard to get on, but for anybody that might be looking to resell, Victoria, that may be listening to this, maybe watching it, and they think to themselves, I want to do this, but I'm a little scared. I don't know anything about ephemera. I don't want to do these YouTube auctions, or like, what kind of advice can you give people?
I would say go get yourself a eBay account. It's free. Don't get a store or anything. Just get a regular old eBay account and go around and look in your house on anything. Yeah, Larry, your comments are there.
We're seeing your comments, Larry. Sorry. I'm just deep in this convo, Larry.
But go ahead, and anything that that you never longer use anymore, look it up on eBay and see if anybody else is selling it. And if they are and you don't want it, sell it. Always, never, when you're first starting out, never sell something and do free shipping, because you will lose out. You don't
got that right.
You need to always, when you're first starting, weigh your item and do
calculated shipping. Weigh your item, put it in a box, put all that information in there. That way you will not lose out until you learn how much things weigh, how much, it's going to cost. Then you can start doing whatever you want. But when you first start out, do it the easy way. Do it the way that eBay has set it up, especially for new people. And then another thing, watch all the content out there on YouTube. Just do a search for how do I sell on eBay, and so much will be coming up. Do a search for resellers, reseller training, and so much content will come up. Do a search for reseller interviews, and so much information will come up that you can use to get more familiar. And don't start off like gung-ho, pedal to the metal. Start off slow. Find 10 items in your home. Shoes, 10 different types of items. Shoes, maybe a blouse that you don't want to wear anymore, jeans that you don't want to wear, something out of your kitchen. Try all the different types of items and see which sells best for you. See what items you like listing. Now, if you want to start out easy, start on Poshmark. However, Poshmark is not going to have as many sales as eBay will. eBay has always had more sales on it for me over Poshmark, although Poshmark is an easy platform to list on. Really?
Oh yeah, they don't
Okay.
ask as many details about each item.
Yeah, especially now with
Yeah,
what they got going on.
yeah.
So yeah, that's great advice, Victoria. Of course, everybody can learn. If you want to do it, just jump on YouTube and look up everything that Victoria just said. I want to say hi to some people in the comments that just jumped on. We have Crispy Toys and Treasures, aka Crispy Flips. Good to see
Ooh,
you. And then we have a couple of pickers coming on. Good to see you guys.
Victoria!
So again, thank you, Victoria, so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Victoria. You're one of
Aw.
my friends, so thank you so much for coming on. And Victoria, I don't know if you knew this, but this week in reselling, I've looked at this. We're like rated one of the best reselling podcasts to listen to out there. We're on a couple of lists out there, so it's pretty
Whoop,
cool,
whoop.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. But thank you so much, Victoria, for coming on. I appreciate everybody in the chat that came on and supported the YouTube, the podcast, of course. Like always, guys, go check out Victoria. Everything Victoria is doing, it's all down in the description below. Everything that she's doing. So, Victoria, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for
Anything
having me.
else that you want to say to the people?
Come tomorrow morning. Get up early. Come on the show. I mean, come to the morning show. You'll love it. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs.
Oh,
7:30
nice.
a.m. Eastern time on my
Who's
channel.
who's up that early?
There are quite a few. It's amazing how many people are up that early.
That's crazy. And just drinking their morning
Even
coffee, having laughs.
yeah, just sharing the morning, waking up with your friends. It's really fun.
Oh, okay.
And I
Cool,
am not
cool.
a morning person, but
Okay.
I have done it now. I mean, for the past 18 months I have been, so.
Nice, nice. Well, again, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Victoria, so much for everything that you're doing for the reselling community. And like always, my name is Ray. And
My name is Victoria.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry, Victoria. And we'll catch you on the flip side. See y'all.
Bye,
Peace. God
guys.
bless.